On that note, the Supreme Court ruled today that government employees cannot be forced to pay union fees. The decision allows workers to choose whether or not to pay those dues. But labor groups are worrying already that it will strip unions of their power. KCAU-9's Washington correspondent Jessica Smith has a closer look.
Stand with Mark.
The Supreme Court has struck down an Illinois law that required non-union government workers to pay partial union dues. Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner has been pushing for this change since taking office.
Historic victory for freedom of speech and freedom of political affiliation.
Mark Janis, an Illinois state employee who does not belong to the union, brought the suit.
It's up to the workers to decide what they want for themselves.
Janis says he shouldn't have to give money to unions when he doesn't support their politics. In a 5-4 vote, the Supreme Court agreed.
This is an awful decision.
Democratic lawmakers and labor groups argue even if the government workers don't belong to the union, they still benefit from the union's bargaining. The ruling only affects government unions, but Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says it represents a threat to all unions.
It's going to make it harder for middle-class people to earn a decent living.
And on Twitter, Illinois Senator Dick Durbin said the decision is an attack on workers' right to organize.
The justices said they realize losing money from non-members could prove difficult for unions and force them to find new ways to attract and keep members. But they said unions have been violating the First Amendment rights of non-members for decades.
Government unions are different. 100% of their activity is political, and therefore forcing anyone to pay into that if they don't want to is a violation of their political speech.
The ruling means 5 million government workers in more than 20 states will now decide for themselves whether to pay the dues. In Washington, I'm Jessica Smith.